Hey guys, here we are at Arnold's Strawberries, picking our own strawberries for some recipes I plan on doing for you guys. Welcome back to Bren's Beauty Boutique. Thank you for joining me for another Wellness Wednesday. I really appreciate you guys being here and joining me for today's recipe. Today we're making strawberry freezer jam. This is one of my favorite jams, and it's kind of a childhood memory of mine because my mom always made this strawberry freezer jam. This is her recipe. Of course, I've tweaked it a little bit to go along with my new lifestyle. So I hope that you guys will enjoy this, and thanks again for joining me, and let's go ahead and get started with this recipe, my friends. Here we go. This is not a canning process. This jam is frozen. It's put in the freezer. That's where it's stored. Super simple to make, you guys. Now, of course, I'm making a few adjustments to this recipe. I'm using a vegan, vegetarian friendly pectin. My mom always used Sure Gel. And I'm also using xylitol instead of table sugar to stay a little bit lower on the sugars, just to go along with my new lifestyle plan, but still be able to enjoy some of my favorites. I've already capped and washed all of my strawberries, so they're ready to go. This is going to be a small batch. I just want to show you guys how I make this. I've got a few that are already made in the freezer, so I don't want to make too much because once this is put in the freezer, it lasts about 1 year. So these, of course, you guys know, are freshly picked. They've been sitting on the counter where they've been continuing to ripen, and they are perfectly ripe. They are super sweet. Really excited to make a jam using these, and that's typically the only time I make a recipe or use a fruit in a recipe, including pies or anything, is when they're in season here in Wisconsin, because they just taste better, in my opinion. So for this recipe, you're going to need about 2 quarts of strawberries. That'll equal out to about approximately 2 cups of pureed strawberries, you guys. You need some sort of a measuring cup, a liquid and a solid measuring cup, some sort of a jam jar. I like these little ones, and the reason for that is because I often give jam and jelly out for gifts. If somebody moves into the neighborhood, or a housewarming gift, or Christmas, I always like to use a kind of a little more decorative small jam jar for that. You'll also need some sort of a sugar or sugar substitute. I prefer xylitol for a couple of reasons. One is that it's kind of a 1-to-1 ratio to table sugar as far as using it in recipes, and for me, you know, the easier the better. So I prefer this. A lot of different options, my friends. You can use agave, you can use stevia. So many different options to use for a sugar substitute, or if you prefer, just use regular table sugar. You're going to need your pectin or a Sure Gel, some sort of a thickening agent. I really like this pectin because it comes automatically with a little packet of calcium, so you automatically have your thickener along with your pectin. It's super simple. I'll just show you guys. Comes with both packets here. This is your calcium packet. This is your pectin. I've already mixed up my calcium. All you have to do is take a half a teaspoon of your little calcium powder, put it in a jar or some sort of container that has a cover. You mix it with a half a cup of water, and then you just shake it up really well. So I've done that in advance, and this you can keep in your fridge for a very long time. Actually, it really doesn't go bad. All right, first thing we're gonna do is mash up our berries. Like I said, you can just put these in a bowl if you'd like, mash them up with a potato masher. You can use anything you'd like. I prefer to use my Vitamix. We're gonna start off with about that amount. It doesn't get any easier than that, my friends. Now we're just gonna measure and see how much we have here. I'd like to have about 2 cups. Perfect. Honestly, you guys, I could use it just like this because these smell so incredibly sweet. These strawberries are so sweet. I wish you could, can you smell it? Can you smell that amazingness? Just kidding, guys. Honestly though, these smell so sweet and amazing, you probably wouldn't really need to add sugar, but we're going to add sugar. For xylitol, I will do about a 1-to-1 ratio. So if I would typically match my sugar with the amount of berries that I'm using. So I have 2 cups of berries here. I would typically add 2 cups of sugar. So I'm going to add 2 cups of xylitol to this. Like so. Doesn't that look beautiful? Looks like a strawberry snow cone to me. And then of course we're just gonna mix that in. I really like xylitol, you guys. I think it is, the flavor really mimics table sugar. When I've used other sweeteners, I've tried a lot of them. I've tried honey, agave, or different sweeteners work better with some recipes than others, in my opinion. But I find xylitol to be really, really one of my favorites actually for baking and cooking and all of the above. Scrumdiddlyumptious. All right guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and transfer this to my bowl here. Just to give me a little more room to work. All right guys, let's add our pectin into our strawberries. I like to drizzle mine in there almost as if it were caramel because I want it to really be well dispersed. And these need to be mixed really well, you guys. All right guys, now we have to add our calcium water. I add about 2 teaspoons. And this is really gonna make this thicken up and gel really nicely. Again, we just wanna keep whisking that in. Already thickening up, you guys. It smells amazing. All right guys, now we're just gonna ladle that into our jars. Now I only fill these up to about the shoulder, right here, because of expansion. When you freeze things, they're going to expand, obviously, so we want to leave room for that. I actually got this one probably a little bit too full. I'll take a little bit out of there. But I only fill my freezer jam up to about the shoulder here. Now what I often do to make things just a little bit easier, you guys, is I'll transfer these strawberries back into my measuring cup here. because it's got that little spout on it, it makes it just a little bit easier to pour them into the smaller jars. So let's go ahead and do that. This is already gelling really beautifully. And of course, with time, this will continue to gel. So much easier this way, guys. Again, just to the shoulder, leaving about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of space for expansion. I mean, how easy is this, you guys? Seriously. And it is just so delicious. It makes amazing gifts. And then, of course, we're going to put our lids on. Make sure they're on tight, you guys. And then these are ready to go into the freezer. They'll last in the freezer about 1 year, or they'll last in the fridge a week or two, maybe 3 weeks. All right, guys, so that concludes this Wellness Wednesday. I actually went into the freezer and pulled out this strawberry freezer jam. I had made this over the holidays last year for all of my husband's coworkers, and they really enjoyed it. I gave them each two of these jars. Now it looks a little lighter in this jar because, as you guys could see, these jars are more decorative. They're blue, and so the jam looks a lot darker in those, but it looks like this when opened. I keep this in my freezer at all times. I actually use it from the freezer and put it back into the freezer when I'm finished, because I like the way it spreads. It doesn't get hard like an ice cube or anything. It's still pliable and movable and spreadable, and I enjoy it that way. So I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like when all is said and done. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this Wellness Wednesday video. I'm really enjoying this series. I hope that you guys are too, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing how I make our strawberry freezer jam. This is no cook, low sugar, vegan, vegetarian friendly, and it is absolutely outstandingly delicious, my friends. Let me know if you try this out. Let me know if you love it as much as we do. Thanks for carving a little time out of your busy day to spend this time with me, my friends. You know, I really appreciate that. Love having you guys here. Please give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed, as well as subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Would love to have you guys as part of the Bren's Beauty Boutique family here on YouTube. Also, click on that bell for notifications every time I upload a new video. That's it for now, my friends. I will see you guys on Friday. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day, my friends. Bye. I know they do, right? Yummy, guys. Yummy.